Hi, my name is McDaid and I own an agency called Thinkhouse. Has anyone heard of Thinkhouse? Yeah, maybe hands would help. Okay, that's good. Well, we specialise in connecting with 18 to 35-year-olds, and we're privileged to represent some of the biggest brands in the world. We work with Unilever, we work with Coca-Cola, and we work with Heineken Ireland, and lovely brands like eBay and Barry's Tea as well, when they're trying to reconnect with the youth audience. So I think there's probably no better way to take you through Thinkhouse than to really show you some content, which is what I'm here to talk about today. Does it sound? Before I was coming out today, I was thinking, well, what would a lot of young students like to hear from Thinkhouse today? And I thought the first thing you should probably all know is that we're actually in recruitment at the moment and we're hiring, so there's plenty of jobs across all those divisions of the agency in Dublin and London at the moment. And just what I wanted to focus on today is really the movie makers part of that. So I'll talk in detail about the various different kind of types of content that we deliver for all of the brands that we work with. But just before we do that, I think it might be nice to reference some of what Theo was talking about earlier, which is, we call them peer promoters, and you saw it referenced there. And that's becoming a really, really big part of what we do in our agency in Thinkhouse. And when you add the culminative effects of, say, multiple reach or clout of various different key influencers, they can very often, very quickly outperform the reach that you would get with traditional media. So we give this a lot of focus across all of the different areas of our business. So if it's a food product, looking at who are the key influencers in social media in the areas of food. They may be students, they may be people who are really, really passionate about food, but their clout is really, really powerful and can very, very often be more powerful than traditional media. So for us, it's really recognizing and being able to identify all of those key opinion formers is a huge part of our business. Also then just alluded to and referenced earlier as well is that importance of real time. And whilst I'm not here to talk about that today, I think it's just important to mention that for us, it's really everything that we do in the agency. We are actually building the model of our business right around being real time, and that means going from a shift model, from a 9 to 5 model, which is what agency land is all about in Ireland and internationally at the moment, to, for the first time ever, going into shifts. So we'll be working day shifts and night shifts, and that's being delivered before the end of the year. So you've heard that here first. So for us, that's a seismic shift, and it's definitely a demonstration of our commitment to real time for the type of brands that we represent in Thinkhouse. And then just on that sentiment piece as well that Theo referenced earlier, sentiment tracking is an important part of what we do in the agency, and it's what we would very often evaluate our work on. So some of the brands that come to us, you'll have various different measurables for what the brand is trying to achieve. So for some brands, it might be simply to get the ratio of male fans up over female fans. For others, it would be sentiment challenges with the brand. So we had one brand come to us and the relevant engagement on their page was at 8%, and the other 92% were pretty much hating the brand on that page. So we inherited this brand that was, hated essentially on social media, and spent 6 months working with the client to turn around the sentiment on that brand page from 8%, and we got it up to 96% at the last time we checked in. So it's really all about identifying what you're going to measure your social media on, first of all, and then working towards that. But I have gone off track already, and it was just to pitch in on those comments from Theo earlier. Here, I want to talk to you today about content. So I might just open with a question to the floor, if that's okay. Who has uploaded content, say in the last week, to YouTube or Vimeo or Instagram, and audio-visual content? So probably higher hands. Okay. And who has watched content, say in the last 24 hours? Okay. So the ratio is probably thereabouts. 1/6 of people are uploading it, and the rest of us are watching it. So day in, day out in Thinkhouse, we are, on behalf of the incredible brands that we work with, uploading this kind of content for our brands. So just before we go into what I call the 7 sins of killer content, sins are good things, by the way. Just some stats I think is important to share with you all. There's more than 1 billion unique users visit YouTube every single month, spending more than 6 billion hours watching videos. So there is our trial exactly tested out. 52% of consumers say watching videos makes them more confident when it comes to online purchases. So obviously this is really important for us representing brands. And 60% of visitors watch video content before they read the text on the same web page, so video content becoming more important than other types of content that's uploaded on behalf of our brands. Really importantly as well, as 40% of YouTube traffic is now from mobile, so when we come up with content on behalf of our brands, we always need to make sure that this will work as well on all screens as it does on big screens. 92% of mobile video viewers share videos with each other, which is a really big stat as well. And then according to Nielsen, YouTube reaches more US adults aged 18 to 34 than cable networks. So for us in Thinkhouse, it is more important than TV. And whilst we have a job to do with marketeers in convincing them that, because TV is the go-to destination for big, epic places for brands to live, now it's becoming super, super apparent amongst all of the brands that we work with that content is where it's at, and therefore all of the investment is going in that, and agencies like Thinkhouse are building ourselves around being ready for that. Just a quick one on YouTube as well. 52% of Irish YouTube users take action after they've seen a video, so seeking more information on the brand or through its company website, or indeed making a purchase. And then 1 in 3 Irish people spend the same amount of time watching YouTube as they do watching TV in an average week, and that's that's not just youth audiences. And then Irish YouTube users are twice as likely to be early adopters of brands as well, and that audience would be really important for us. So there are the opportunities, I suppose, and the scale of what we're dealing with. In terms of the challenges, it's important to note that only 1 in every 500 branded videos reach 500,000 views. So every client you have that walks into your agency says, I want one of those videos, and that is simply 1 in every 500. 53% of YouTube videos get less than 500 views as well, and then 100 hours of content is uploaded every minute. So as you can see, there's a huge opportunity for marketeers, albeit in a very crowded marketplace, and having successful video content isn't just a stroke of luck.